Hello, everyone. This is Denise Butchko, and I'm here with Christian Smedberg today. And we have a topic that I think is super interesting that people don't really come to note when they're working on their digital presence, which is your website, and whether your approach to that website is brand focused or product focused. So they're two different things. So, Christian, tell me your thoughts on that. How would you differentiate those two?
Yeah, Denise, I think that this is a topic of discussion that you need to have right when you're really starting out. So whether you haven't taken online marketing to the fullest potential yet, or maybe you're trying to redo your website, maybe even you've hired a marketing agency or an ad agency or a marketing professional to come in and help you. This is a topic that needs to be discussed right out of the gate because it's really going to dictate how you, one, set up your website, how you post on social media, how you set up your e-blasts, and how you do all of your online marketing. So like you said, the two paths that we're talking about is a brand-focused approach versus a product-focused approach. And I've been involved for years in a product-focused approach, and that approach is very tactical. Online buyers, expect certain things from an e-commerce site that, say, a brand-focused strategy does not need to incorporate, and probably, if they did incorporate them, would have a negative effect. And vice versa, if a product-focused site took into account a strategy that was just promoting their brand, they wouldn't be focusing on their products as much, and therefore it would be harmful for them. So you really need to decide what type of an approach that you're taking, tactical product focused or more of an inspirational brand focus.
Right. And so we're going to talk about two companies that we think very specifically do each well.
Right.
I'm going to say you've talked about that you've come from a very e-commerce background. My experience is very much on the inspirational, educational side, more of a luxury end. And yet there's an eternal conflict between, book a consultation now, which is in some ways an undefined, unstructured product.
Right.
Yeah. So the two companies that we are going to give you as great examples are Cambria, who does a phenomenal job on their brand awareness, and they're very educational. And then Mockit, the Doug Mockit company, which does a very excellent job in their e-commerce and their product focus. So Cambria, again, a little more my experience, you land on their page, and as you mentioned when we were looking at this, it's learn more. That's their call to action, and then they're showing you these beautiful things and how you can bring them into your home and how beautiful it can be and why their product is awesome. And now you looked at the Mockit site, and tell me what you love about this site and how this is different.
Yeah, so Mockit would be on the other side of the spectrum, where the first menu option is products, where they're very product focused. You'd have to scroll down to the bottom of the page to learn about their news or learn about who they are, because the main content that they're trying to get people to click on would be product focused content. Where with the Cambria site, if you want to switch back over there, if you scroll down to the bottom, it's not until about the fourth element down where you can see where you can buy, and you can put in your zip code, and you can become more of a buyer. It becomes more about the products, but you have to actually get down there.
Yeah.
So one thing when people are setting up their sites is determining your page layouts is very important, as we all know. But in order to do that well, you need to determine what path you're going to go down. Are you trying to promote your brand image, or are you trying to promote your product selection? Because that's going to then dictate how you set up your actual pages.
Okay. So I want to do both, Christian. I'm a closet company. I'm in Chicago, and I want to promote my options for your closet or your kitchen, and yet I want you to book a consultation. So can I go 50-50?
Right. So I think that, I think some companies do try to have a foot in both approaches and both strategies. Though, at least in my experience, setting up your website and setting up your online presence, when you focus on one strategy, you're going to have good results. If you try to focus on too much, you dilute your brand image, and it gets confusing to your visitors and to your users. So I don't want to say you can only do one, but with that said, especially if you're starting out, this is a really good marketing strategy conversation to have with whomever is doing your marketing.
Yeah.
And just if you, like Denise, if you go back over the market page, one thing that is great about this, and if you go to products and click on any of those product categories, you'll be able to see that just how they have their website set up. You can see products that you can order right there. Yep, there they are. They're in a line. That you got part numbers, you got product specs, you have all this good technical data about the products. That's great. Versus a more brand-focused site such as Cambria, you're not going to see this list of products. You're going to see a whole lot of information about who they are, about why they do what they do, about how their product can inspire you. So yeah.
Yeah. And then take you to dealers or galleries.
Right. Yep.
And I've had the good fortune to actually do presentations on behalf of the NKBA in the Minneapolis Cambria showroom, and it rocks. It is such a great experience center that I'm actually even using it as a great example in some of my educational sessions. So
there you go.
So the takeaway from this is, I'll say what I think it is, and you bring me back to target that so whether you're new or not, if you're looking at your website and how you're going to have a digital presence online, you need to put some thought and documentation into, are you focusing on a brand or are you focusing on a product, and how those two approaches should be different.
That's right. I agree.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if everybody out there, if you're confused, maybe that's something to really think about and have a discussion with somebody or with your marketing people, to be wary of kind of going through that middle line and not being super effective on either end. Yeah?
Right. That's
cool.
Correct.
All right.
Best of luck, everybody.
Thanks. Now I have to... Okay, it's back to us, but still I'm going to need to